Grandpa Earl. Old Grandpa Earl here. And assuming in this video that he hasn't done much, or he's done a lot in his past since the police just now kind of caught him. I am fairly sure that I mean, he wasn't that bad during his life before he finally got caught. But I mean, like further into his past, when he settled down and everything, thinking he was safe. And you know, extra lighting. It's not a good look on your character. But whatever you've done in the family, now you can relax knowing that your family is alright, which is a good thing. But getting arrested as an elderly, I wouldn't do that, and I do kind of feel bad that he even had to get arrested in the first place. Just the screaming in the title right here. That's all that is. But let's get right into this video, shall we? I'm talking too much.
Turn around. Wait, what?
Get out! Oh my god.
Turn around. Wait, what? You're being detained right now, okay?
On September 13th, 2018, a frantic 911 call comes in San Jose after a woman makes a horrifying discovery at her coworker Karen's home.
San Jose Emergency, what are you reporting?
I'm reporting regarding my coworker. She didn't show up, and I'm knocking at the door. She didn't answer the door, and then I just slightly pressed the door. The door opened, and
the front door isn't locked. When she pushes it open and steps inside, she finds Karen sitting in a chair, covered in wounds. As officers begin investigating the scene, they start asking.
I'm disappointed because I didn't even get into the video. I didn't even get into the. Why is this recent? What more? I understand this is 2018 and he's passed by now. Again, just reacting. So what's happened? I try my best to find recent things happening in the world, but then again, even if I do find something like from recent past 2018, like for example right now 17, 16, 15, you just can't be doing that. You can't be murdering people.
Asking a simple question: who saw Karen last? That's when they come across an old man closely related to the victim. He casually tells officers he had visited her recently, even brought pizza and spent some time talking. But something about the way he says it feels off. Because while talking about the last time he saw Karen alive, he isn't grieving. If anything, he's smiling.
When's the last time you saw her?
Friday. I brought her pizza and cookies.
What time was that, sir?
I think it was around 3 o'clock, like I told that lady over there.
Karen Navarro was 67 years old and had spent nearly half a century working as a pharmacy technician at the Regional Medical Center in San Jose. For 45 years, she showed up to the same hospital, earning a reputation among coworkers as someone dependable, quiet, and incredibly dedicated to her job. Outside of work, Karen lived a relatively private life. She wasn't married, had no children, and mostly kept to herself. Friends described her as independent, someone who was comfortable living alone and sticking to a simple routine.
Did you work closely with her?
we were co-workers.
But there was one person she still saw regularly, her stepfather. 91-year-old Anthony Aiello had been married to Karen's mother for around 9 years, making him one of the closest family members in her life. According to him, their relationship was perfectly normal. In fact, Anthony told investigators he had stopped by Karen's house just days before her body was discovered, bringing her homemade pizza and biscotti for a short visit.
Huh? When's the last time you saw her?
Friday. I brought her pizza and cookies.
What time was that, sir?
I think it was around 3 o'clock, like I told that lady over there. Yeah.
Okay.
I was here about.
At first, that detail
And bro did okay. I'll stop pausing. But he didn't ask what happened with her, or maybe that part was just cut out. But come on.
didn't seem suspicious, but investigators would soon realize that Anthony's visit might have been the last time anyone saw Karen alive.
So when you got there on Saturday, what time do you think you were there that Saturday?
I don't carry a watch.
Be too bad now.
Okay. Do you have any idea what time it was?
No, I don't.
So when we talked to your wife earlier, she said she thought it was around 3 o'clock. Is that about right?
I can't answer that.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Did you only go over there one time that day?
That day, yeah.
When officers arrived at the home on Terra Noble Way, the situation immediately felt unusual. The call had come from Karen's coworker, Amber Ashfeck, who had grown concerned after Karen failed to show up for work. When Amber arrived at the house to check on her, she noticed something strange right away. The front door was closed, but it wasn't locked. After pushing it open and stepping inside, she made a horrifying discovery. Karen Navarro was sitting in a chair at the dining room table, unresponsive.
San Jose Emergency, what are you reporting?
Yeah, I'm reporting regarding my coworker. She didn't show up for work for last 2 days. And then my work called me because I live close to her to go check her house. And I came here and I'm knocking at the door. She didn't answer the door. And then I just slightly pressed the door. The door opened and she is sitting on the chair and her face is all black spots on her face. I got scared. I came out.
By the time officers entered the residence, the scene was exactly as Amber had described.
Is she moving at all?
I just went inside and I just came out.
Does she look down like she's passed away? Hello, San Jose Police.
Being a law enforcement officer is some hard work.
Hello,
Gotta give respect to it.
San Jose Police.
Working. If you have.
She's probably gonna be 1055. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, she did that herself. Yeah. William 1, subject's 1055.
Karen's body was slouched back in a wooden chair, her head leaning over the backrest, while her legs stretched out in front of her. San Jose Fire Department personnel soon arrived and pronounced her dead at the scene. As the crime investigators took a closer look, the extent of the violence that had taken place eventually became impossible to ignore. Near the top of Karen's skull, they observed a severe laceration. It was so deep that it appeared the structure of the skull itself had been compromised. It wasn't a superficial wound, but was the kind that immediately signaled extreme force. But what made the scene even more difficult to process was how much of it was hidden. Karen's hair was completely soaked in blood, clumped together in a way that made it nearly impossible for investigators to identify the full extent of her injuries during the initial assessment. And then, just a few feet away, they noticed something that didn't quite belong in a scene like this. On the kitchen counter sat a pizza, still wrapped in aluminum foil, but nearby, pieces of uneaten pizza were scattered across the floor. At first glance, it looked ordinary, but when exactly had that pizza been brought there? And the cops had just heard someone say they had dropped off some pizza for Karen. As officers continued examining the scene, they began noticing smaller details that raised even more questions. Near the entryway, just inside the front door, they found a small piece of brown paper, seemingly torn from a larger sheet. Written on it, in plain handwriting, were the numbers 1057. At first glance, it might not seem significant, but in a case like this, even the smallest detail mattered. Officers also took note of the home's entry points. The rear sliding door was found open, while the front door, similar to what Amber said, had been closed, but unlocked when she first arrived. It was an unusual combination, and nothing about the scene suggested a straightforward explanation. Taking the condition of the body, the signs of a struggle, and the irregularities around the home, officers quickly determined that this situation was suspicious. Subsequently, the homicide unit and crime scene unit were called in to take over the investigation. And soon as expected, when officers began examining the area more closely, the situation became far more disturbing. Karen had a deep laceration on the right side of her neck, along with wounds to the top of her head. Resting in her right hand was a large kitchen knife marked Vanadium Flint Stainless, made in USA. Around her, the dining room looked like a struggle had taken place. 2 chairs were knocked over, drawers from nearby rooms had been pulled open, and dried blood covered parts of...
Okay, so she had a struggle. She had a huge struggle with this person. And that person was that older guy supposedly. And according to the title, with him being 91 years old, he had the strength just to did. So I am back. Having to look at crime, having to think about the crime he was doing, I would have believed he had personally either done manslaughter or first degree murder. But uh between one and two, I would have believed he just did first degree murder. Absolutely no intentions of that. I hate this person. I can't say though. He can't be. He can't be doing that. People, I would completely understand where you guys would be coming from if you had any means of not liking the person. But you guys have to stay safe everywhere across the world with a bigger a fan base with a bigger fan base growing. Uh, I really want to tell my fans, whether if I'm watching this video or like anything else, uh, as of some of the videos that I watch right now, um, guys, just stay safe and just be sure to keep your eye out on lots of people that may or may not like you. It's very harsh. It's very harsh to go and think about these things. And I would come off and say some, but we wouldn't even do. We won't even do no more. It's personally bad for the person, but rest in peace. Rest in peace to Amber.
the floor. Blood spatter marked the countertop, nearby drapery, and surrounding items. And just beneath Karen's head, officers noticed something especially unsettling: a bowl on the floor filled with blood. At that moment, investigators knew one thing for certain: Karen Navarra's death was not natural. Outside the house, Anthony Aiello told officers he was struggling to understand what had happened to it. Outside the house, Anthony Aiello told officers he was struggling to understand what had happened to his stepdaughter, but his demeanor told a different story. Despite learning that Karen was dead, he didn't appear particularly shaken. He spoke calmly with investigators, answering their questions without hesitation. For someone who had just lost a close family member, his reaction felt rather composed.
Adele husband, Karen, her daughter.
Oh, your husband?
Her mother's husband.
Mother's husband. Okay.
Yeah, we live right here, and when I came to pick up the mail,
Oh, okay.
the lady was at the house a while ago. The inspector, whatever, who she was.
Oh.
Give us the information. My name is Tony Ayala.
Tony? Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're just standing by right now, so we're gonna leave everything the way it is right now. Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Friday, I brought her pizza and cookies.
What time was that, sir?
I think it was around 3 o'clock.
The following day, detectives returned to speak with Anthony again, this time at the home he shared with Karen's mother, Adele. When they arrived,
You come in.
Hi, Anthony.
Hello, sir. How are you?
invited them inside.
You come in.
Hi, Anthony.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Oh, not bad for you, kid.
Yeah, Sergeant Montanay. Mike Montanay.
I'm Anthony Aiello.
Nice to meet you.
Detective Brian Meeker. Nice to
My
meet
pleasure,
you.
sir.
Nice to meet you. We think that someone else is probably responsible for her passing.
I know that.
That's why we're here.
I know that.
Sergeant Montanay and I work in the homicide unit. We are charged with finding out what happened, getting to the truth, and figuring out who did what.
Yeah,
We're going to ask you a lot of questions.
please do.
During the conversation, detectives asked him about the last time he had seen Karen alive. Anthony told them it had been 5 days earlier, on Saturday, September 8th, which did not match what he said the first time, that is Friday. According to him, that afternoon he had made pizza and biscotti at home. After cutting the pizza into several slices, he set aside a few pieces for himself and his wife.
I have no idea.
And that was Saturday?
That was a mistake. I thought it was
Yeah, it was Saturday when you took the piece over.
So you guys are both sure it was definitely on Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tony, getting back to that Saturday,
Sorry about the mixed up day.
that's okay. That's okay. We just want, that's why we're here, to make absolutely sure.
The remaining slices, he said, were placed on a white paper plate with blue trim, covered with aluminum foil, and brought over to Karen's house around 3 p.m. Anthony explained that Karen had been alone when he arrived. She seemed happy to see him and immediately began eating one of the slices.
I know these are weird questions,
No,
but
I
we're just
understand.
trying to,
Oh,
to make
absolutely.
sure everything
Yeah, I
kind of
understand.
jives together. So you guys kept 3 pieces of that pizza, and she had a piece of pizza at that time?
Yeah, the time that I was there.
So that should be 4 pieces that are gone from that
Yeah.
pizza.
Well, I guess I didn't count how many pieces I cut.
He told detectives he stayed for about 15 minutes before heading back home.
How long did you stay for?
How long did I stay there?
Yeah.
Maybe 10 minutes, I don't think. Somewhere in there.
Were you in the backyard? Yeah, you were in the backyard.
Yeah, we would go and look at the flowers as usual.
Oh, she picked the roses for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at first, it sounded like nothing more than a normal visit between family members. But as investigators continued digging into the timeline, they would soon discover that some details in Anthony's story didn't quite line up. As investigators continued verifying Anthony's story, they began searching the neighborhood for surveillance footage. Detectives checked several homes near Karen's residence, hoping to confirm the timeline Anthony had described.
What have you, because I didn't want to come in here half-cocked. I wanted to kind of understand, have you understand what we found. So one of the things that I wanted to let you know about was some video camera footage that was found. Fortunately for us, Karen Street has a lot of video cameras out in front of houses. There's one on the street that shows your car parked in the driveway. Now, the first time that it shows is right about 3:13 on the 8th. Would that be consistent with the time that you believe that you got there? Saturday the 8th.
You know, I don't operate on watches.
Okay.
Okay.
If that's what it shows.
One nearby Ring camera, mounted at an intersection close to Karen's house, had a partial view of her driveway and the front of the property. However, the system only recorded when motion was detected, and several clips from that day were either incomplete or failed to record properly. However, they did manage to retrieve footage near enough for them to see the cars parked in front of Karen's house. Officers also reviewed footage from another home along Noble Avenue, along the route Anthony claimed Karen had driven that evening. He stated that he saw her with someone else whom he didn't recognize, and she had even waved at him and went on her way. However, the footage did not show any signs of Karen or her car. Later that same day, Anthony's wife Adele contacted detectives and mentioned that Anthony had driven their gray 2007 Toyota Corolla during his visit to Karen's house.
It shows a dark gray car parked in the driveway, and it's the same shape, model as your wife's, because you drove that car over there, right?
All the time.
So I was looking at it, and it shows 3:13 in the afternoon on Saturday.
That I got there.
That you were there, okay? It also shows that car leaving at 3:33. Okay, so you're there for about 20 minutes, same car. That same day that you
I'll
said that you were
say
over there.
this.
So that was at 3:33.
Uh,
Now I'm no math wizard, but that tells me you were there for about 20 minutes, which is fine.
Like I said, I haven't.
okay, I'll say this. Um, I would like for everybody in my video that's honestly just reacting. I said I would stop just yapping because this is like a 40-minute video. Uh, initially, when an elderly person is uh being convicted of a type of crime, it would be really hard. But the cops come in clutch, and honestly, he says he's been at the house for like what 10 to 15 minutes, and you just pretty much really think look back somewhere around like the 7 minute and the like 5 minute 4 minute mark over here. uh I couldn't imagine the struggle, and I couldn't imagine what's honestly going through his head at this moment. And then I can get back to this. Won't pause anymore. It's like very long. I'm not gonna get tired of it. Ooh. I really just think he has like power. You think he has like a means of power to somehow get out of this? Was what I was gonna say. I should have just said that earlier, but the first degree murder, it should really just be shameless on him, bro. Shame.
No way to prove it too. I don't.
Okay. But you would agree with me when I say nobody was with you. You
Yeah.
left. She walked out to the door with you and closed the door, and you walked and you left. That's consistent with what the video shows. That's all fine.
With that information, investigators continued piecing together the timeline. Homicide detectives Meeker, Fagun, and Ramirez soon went to the coroner's office to speak with the medical examiner, Dr. Parson, who was conducting Karen's autopsy. During the examination, Dr. Parson shaved parts of Karen's scalp to get a clearer view of her injuries. That's when the full extent of the damage became clear. Karen had multiple deep wounds to her head and face, and her skull had been badly fractured from the force of the attacks. Dr. Parson explained that some of these injuries were so severe that they would have incapacitated her instantly. She also made something very clear, that there was no way Karen could have caused all of these injuries to herself. So based on her findings, Dr. Parson officially ruled the death a homicide. She also told detectives that the weapon used was likely something with a sharp edge, similar to a small hatchet or an axe. Taking all of this into account, investigators realized that the scene may have been staged to look like a suicide. But the most important clue wouldn't come from a camera. It would come from something Karen had been wearing on her wrist. During the autopsy, investigators recovered an important piece of evidence from Karen's body. On her left wrist, she had been wearing a Fitbit Alta HR. The device was removed and handed over to detectives, eventually being placed into the San Jose Police Department's technical evidence room for analysis. Investigators knew that certain Fitbit models could track heart rate, movement, exercise periods, and step counts. More importantly, some devices could automatically upload that data through Bluetooth to a nearby phone or computer. Karen's Fitbit was one of those devices. On September 20th, 2018, investigators received information from Fitbit's director of brand protection, Jeff Bonham. According to Fitbit's servers, Karen's device had been actively communicating with a nearby paired device, likely her computer, every 15 minutes. But the data revealed something far more significant. Karen's Fitbit showed no movement, step count, or heart rate activity for several days before her body was discovered. The final recorded activity happened on September 8, 2018. At 3:20 p.m., the device recorded a sudden spike in Karen's heart rate. Moments later, the data showed her heart rate rapidly slowing. Then, at 3:28 p.m., the Fitbit stopped recording heart rate data entirely.
I can't explain it. I wasn't there. He can't explain it. He wasn't there. You can explain it because you were there.
I was inside of the house.
Yes, sir, you were.
According to that.
Absolutely.
Like I didn't do it.
Then who did? If you were inside the house when she died, who did it? If you were in my shoes, would you be very concerned about your involvement?
Well, of course I'd be very concerned.
That's why I'm here talking to you.
Well, naturally.
Oh my.
So how do I explain?
I mean, nothing. She was alive when I left. Whether that watch worked right or not, or whatever the situation is, I don't know.
Footage from a nearby home, and there was another detail investigators couldn't ignore. Surveillance footage from a nearby home showed Anthony Aiello's car parked in Karen's driveway from 3:12 p.m. until at least 3:33 p.m. that same afternoon, exactly during the window when Karen's Fitbit recorded her final moments.
I get it, okay?
I loved her to death.
You might have loved her to death, but whatever you did led to her death.
Not me, my friend. Never in the world I would think anything like that. Never.
Tony, she was dead when you left the house. We can prove that.
Not when I was there.
By September 26, 2018, investigators believed they had enough evidence to move forward. Members of the San Jose Police Department's Covert Response Unit located and arrested Anthony Aiello, transporting the 91-year-old to the homicide unit for questioning.
Hi. Hi, come over here. What's going on? Let me see your keys. All right, turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Wait. What is this? You're being detained right now, okay?
Okay.
For what? After everybody else.
His voice is spiked.
What happened to go for it. Okay, copy. No weapons or anything on you, sir? No, I got a radio and my wallet. Okay. What's cooking it? The case officer here is going to explain to you what's going on, okay? Okay. We'll have him talk to you here in a second. This is I don't know.
While detectives began interviewing him, crime scene investigators executed a search warrant at his residence.
You come in.
Mr. Aiello.
Yeah.
Tony. How are you? Could be better?
Could be better. I don't know what the hell's going on, but that's okay. I'm going to find out.
We are going to find out.
If you were in my shoes, would you be very concerned about your involvement?
Well, naturally. I have no idea. I know damn well that I had nothing to do with it. I mean, nothing. She was alive when I left.
Inside the home, officers quickly began finding items that raised serious.
Please. I have buffering issues every time I go and record a video. You know what? I think
Concerns.
before. Okay. Oh my god. I don't want this to be a waste of my fucking data. I really don't want this to be a waste of my. Matter of fact, why was this a waste of my